So as you can see, you already know it's all over the news because they about to blow it up and they about to make it so big. They about to make it a grand story all for the rest of this whole entire week and for weeks to come up until January 11th when they actually gonna sentence Trump. Sentence Trump, okay? This is what they do, y'all. This is what they do. I don't know if y'all have caught on to the mainstream media and how manipulative and deceptive they are yet, but it's really in plain sight, okay? They've been playing us for the longest, all right? And you got to be a bot or a Decepticon not to understand what is going on here, folks, all right? They just convicted Donald Trump, if I'm not mistaken. I think it was like, what, 36 charges, 36 crimes. How can you commit somebody with that many crimes? You know what I mean? It's like, you got to ask yourself this. I mean, I personally, I'm going to tell you a little bit about me personally, because I know this is about to get some comments in the bottom of the comment section, and I already know how the comments going to go. But let me tell you a little bit about me. First of all, I never really grew up believing in politics because we didn't never have no say-so coming from where I come from. You know what I'm saying? We never really cared too much about politics. All right. Only thing I knew growing up was since I was colored, since I was African American, and my grandma was a Democrat, my daddy was a Democrat, and everybody I knew was a Democrat because that's how we was raised. Like, I was raised to just follow in the footsteps of what everybody else was doing. You feel me? So it was always Democrat. And honestly, I don't even know why we was voting for Democrats. You know what I mean? But word came down, it trickled down through the grapevine that these were the people that was helping the black folks. Did I know that? No, I didn't really know that. You feel me? I didn't know that for a fact, but that's what they said. Okay. But the more I actually grew up and I actually tried to look and see what is all this stuff about, I found out some real truths about politics. Okay. Again, I'm not a politician. You know what I mean? I don't sit here and depend on these guys or nothing, but I ain't dumb either. Okay. I'm not a slave either. All right. And so you got to ask yourself this, folks. You got to at some point as a person of intelligence, you have to ask yourself, am I really looking deep into this thing? Am I really right? Or am I just egotistically, pridefully think that I know everything? Okay. Because you don't always know everything. Sometimes it takes somebody like me to actually enlighten you. And you probably been watching my videos. If you ain't watched my video, make sure you subscribe. But you feel me? When I learn things, because I don't know everything, I come and tell everybody else what I learned. Because I don't walk around acting like I know everything. I actually get information, do my research, and I test my hypotheses and see what I'm saying is actually true or evident. You feel me? And so I started to learn more about these parties and stuff. And I started to see the truth, man. I started to see the truth in it. And I have to proudly say, I can say this about politics. I don't know what you can say about it, but I know one thing. Before COVID, okay, before we went on lockdown, when Trump was in office, I have to say, those were some of the best moments that I ever had in my whole life. I was financially well off at those times. Like, I was doing so good, I thought it was too good to be true. I don't know what you was doing before COVID, but I can proudly say before COVID, I could say life was almost, I would say it was almost great. It was good. It was getting to great. But it just seemed like right when they knew that everybody started doing good, I think personally that's why all that stuff happened. I think it was all a setup. I think it was all a scam. You feel me? I think it was rigged. I'm like, Trump, it's all rigged. It's fake news, y'all. Trump be telling y'all this stuff, but see, you still got people in the background. Oh, they all on the same team. You know, you still got slaves that's still on the plantation that don't want to escape it. You know what I mean? You know how, like, when Harriet Tubman was going back to the plantation coming from the Underground Railroad, and she was getting other slaves, trying to convince them, hey, I found a passageway for us. We can get the freedom. And then what the other slaves do? She only freed a handful of them, a couple hundreds of thousands. That's it. They said she could have freed more than that. But guess what the other ones were saying that didn't want to go? Nah, no, I ain't going. It's too dangerous out there. They all gonna get us. They gonna catch us. They all on the same team. No, my boss pays me good here, and that I'm not risking my life, and I don't want to change nothing. I'm comfortable with this. That's the same way people feel about Trump. That's the same way people feel about politics. No matter how much you convince people that this party is not helping you, they still will sit there and believe it because they mama believe it, they daddy believe it. It's a generational curse. They don't know what else to look forward to. They don't know that there can be something greater than that. You feel me? And listen, I gotta say, bro, before COVID came in, man, I was doing so, man, I remember exactly where I was at. I was on Lake Las Vegas chilling at the resort, boy. Not to be bragging or nothing, but I remember my life was financially decent. Decent. Ever since then, I've never gotten back to that point ever. Even being on YouTube, I've never got back to that point. And guess who was in office? Donald Trump, bro. And I'm not even, like I said, I didn't even vote. I didn't even vote that year. You know what I'm saying? But I know for a fact, I remember that year so well. I remember that Donald Trump was in office and everything was going good until they sent that freaking thing to ruin everything and to take away all of our freedoms. Do y'all see what's going on here, bro? Do y'all see what's going on here? We basically in the damn fight between good and evil, man. Because like what's going on right now in our country, man, if you think that everything is cool right now in our country, you got to be either rich or you crazy. Okay? And I don't think nobody watching my video is rich. If you rich, get in contact with me and let me know if you think differently. But if you rich or you either crazy, you feel me? Because this country right now is in shambles, especially financially, economically. This country is in shambles, folks. Everybody is struggling. I don't care if you in top middle class, you struggling, bro. I don't care if you got a husband and you in a marriage or a wife, you struggling, bro. If you got kids, bro, everybody in this country is financially in a bind. Stuck in a hard rock, between a hard rock and a hard place. And look, and you know why? Look at the role model of who in office right now. Now, I'm not trying to say I'm on nobody's side. You feel me? But I'm just saying, it's in plain sight. It's in plain sight that this party or these people are not for the American people. They not for us, man. Period. Yeah, he might have wiped off my student loans. He might have wiped off my student loans. That administration, remember I told y'all I made a video about that. But listen, that ain't enough to wipe off my debt personally, man. That's just a little small fraction, man. That ain't enough to win my vote, man. I'm telling you, because it's gonna take a lot more than that. I don't know if you feel like me, but if you in a tough situation right now to where you struggling and you doing not so good financially, you might just be over broke. You might still got a job or something like that. Or maybe you don't got a job, but I can guarantee you the reason why you don't got a job and the reason why you struggling financially right now is because of whoever these people are in office right now, folks. And look at what they trying to do to this man, Donald Trump. Count after count after count. It's like this what they do to chosen ones. It's like the same thing Decepticons do to chosen ones, bro. They try to make us look bad. They try to bring us down. And then when they when they do bring us down, they're going to talk about it to all our family. They're going to talk about it to all our friends, just like how they news is doing them. They got some stories now, y'all. They about to make some money. Oh, yeah, they going to send him on such and such. And yeah, such and such. Yeah, they came down on him and, it was in New York. And this is what these bots do. Everybody on the news is bots. They love talking down on somebody like Trump. You know why? Because I'm about to roll the clips, but because Trump is a chosen one, if you ask me. I mean, who can say that? I ain't never heard no president say I'm the chosen one ever since I've been living. I ain't never heard no president say I am the chosen one. And that's something that chosen ones only say. You feel me? And that's only because for some strange reason, we have felt that we have been endowed with something that nobody else has been able to take on in their life or for the world, for the greater cause of everybody else. He said this. And not only that, but I'm about to roll another clip after that. The man said that he is not the most famous man in the world. Guess who he said the most famous person in the world is? He said Jesus Christ. I ain't heard no president even mention the name Jesus Christ, except for Trump. And you already know if you a demon, like everybody say Trump is, they call him all these names. They call him racist. They call him a bigot. They call him crazy. They call him a womanizer and stuff like this. I ain't never heard no demon say Jesus Christ at all, period. But anyway, I'm going to let you decide, man. Roll the clip.
Criticize me for that. How dare he say that? How dare he say that? No, I'll say it. I'll say it. I'll say it. Somebody said to me the other day, "You're the most famous person in the world by far." I said, "No, I'm not. No, I'm not." They said, "Yes, you are." I said, "No." They said, "Who's more famous?" I said, "Jesus Christ." I'm not taking any chances. I'm not going to have an argument. Hey, I'm not having any arguments. Jesus Christ. I'm not going to take any chances. I'll give it, I guarantee. And let me look up and I'll say, and it's not even close.
A lot of other presidents. Over the last 5 or 6 years, China's made $500 billion. $500 billion. Ripped it out of the United States. And not only that, if you take a look, intellectual property theft. Add that to it. And add a lot of other things to it. So somebody had to do it. I am the chosen one. Somebody had to do it. So I'm taking on China. I'm taking on China on trade. And you know what? We're winning because we're the piggy bank. We're the one that all these countries, including the European Union, wants to rob and takes advantage of. European Union, $200 billion. China, more than $500 billion. Sorry. I was put here by people.
I can't make this up. I can't make this up. I can't make this up. Now, again, folks, just everybody that's listening to me and that y'all agree with me, look at the comment section. You're gonna see some people down there. They loathed over stuff like this. They're gonna be so happy to be mad at me because I call him a chosen one. They're gonna say, "Oh, Tren, you is so sleep. You is still stuck in the matrix." They're gonna say all that stuff, right? But they still gotta go outside and abide by the laws. They still gotta pay the IRS. They still got to pay taxes on their food when they go get some Chick-fil-A or when they go to the grocery store. You feel me? They still got to stop at red lights and stuff. They not above the law. So basically you saying, "Oh, we're not going to vote. We're not going to vote for none of this stuff. We don't believe in it. But I still got to abide by the law and stuff. And I still got to go to court." You a hypocrite. Because if you feel like that, then you should be living off the grid in the woods somewhere where nobody don't know where you at with no cell phone or no computers or nothing. You a hypocrite. But if you up here saying, oh, you know, that's the matrix though, we don't believe in none of that stuff. Okay, don't comment then, because you shouldn't be commenting unless you a hypocrite. Because if you still in this country, living on this land and abiding by these laws just to survive, you are under the system, just like everybody else. And this is why, like I said, this is why you have to vote, y'all. I'm telling y'all, bro, y'all might not think this stuff ain't important. Y'all probably say, "Oh, they making this up." Man, it's obvious at this point that this is not about politics. This is about good and evil. I believe the Most High has sent somebody into politics. It could have been you. It could have been somebody, one of y'all. But see, y'all too scared to step up and be the next big politicians. Y'all too scared to step up and be the next big conscious artist. Y'all too scared to step up in the school board and tell them that they need to change the curriculums. I think that we finally got somebody that got, he might not even have all the intelligence or the rhetoric, but he was chosen to still be the president and the people's president. He don't even talk like all the other presidents. Never been to Yale, MIT, Princeton, none of that. But he made the presidency. But ever since then, they have been trying to castrate this guy and put him down. Why are they doing this to a president? You got to ask yourself at some point, why they want to send this man to prison and they want to make his life a living hell so bad? And he just only want to be the president so that we can thrive. and we can actually, go buy houses and have money in our pockets and be able to have a good time and enjoy the weekend like we used to. That's all the man want to do. He just want to make stuff great. Why don't they want him to be president? Because they don't want to make America great. They want to use America. They want all the people to be slaves on the plantation. They don't want nobody to think for themselves. This is us against them. That's why they trying to send this man to jail, to prison, and they will do it if you don't vote. But again, we're gonna have some old slaves on the plantation. No. They're gonna be the same damn people watching the damn presidential election that's gonna come up in November. Ain't that some hypocritical shit? It's gonna be the same people who turn on. Hey Alexa, turn the music off. I don't need to hear you right now. It's gonna be the same people that cutting on the news after I talk about this video. I'm gonna be watching Trump. They like to hear him talking about somebody. Same bots, bruh. Listen. I wasn't born yesterday. I ain't stupid, bro. I'm not stupid. I know what's right and what's wrong, bro. And I see what they trying to do now. The news is making itself so obvious of what they try to do now. They break people down. That's what the news do. They want to make people look bad. They ain't really done nothing. They just want to make you look bad because they can get a story off of you and they can get the people to go against you. This news media stuff that's what's be corrupting people, bro. The TV. You feel me? But hey, I'm gonna let y'all decide, man. I'm gonna let y'all decide. Speak up, let your voice be heard. Leave a comment below. Let me know what you think about this video. Give it a thumbs up. Hey, listen, don't say I didn't tell you to vote, man, because I did. You just do it this year, man, because I'm telling you, at the rate we going right now in this country, y'all, I already done made it up by my mind, bro. If nothing ain't going right by next year, this time next year, or the beginning of next year, bro, I'm probably gonna use my passport and I'm gonna go somewhere else for real. Because I can't no longer stay here if the economy is so bad like this and it's like you can't even really thrive here. You got to have 2 jobs. Rent is crazy high. Traveling, you can't do nothing no more. Because these people, these crooks, are so freaking greedy. They don't want nobody else to have nothing except for them. And they want everybody else to be down here and be poor and be in poverty and struggle. But again, politics don't matter. They all work together. Okay. You continue to be on the plantation. I'm going with Harriet. Peace.